How's everyone doing out there? Good? All right. Before I start, does anyone want to come forward and chain themselves to the fence? Is that going to happen? Nobody wants to do that? Paul Birmingham, who's back at the KNST tent, he actually brought the chains, but we stopped him. We didn't want that to happen. I look out at this crowd, you know what I see? A bunch of uncivilized people. Isn't it all right to be uncivilized, though? Now, of course, it depends on your definition of civility. Those students that were coached by some adults, they, of course, acted civilly and stood up for their rights. That's what the media will say. You out here that are pretty much sick and tired of being taxed, paying for everyone else, you're, right now, I can just tell, look at this. This is like a riot getting ready to break out. I can see everybody getting up from their chairs, ready to storm the stage and take the microphone. Yes, we need to talk in a way that heals. We saw examples of that in Wisconsin. We saw examples of that in Massachusetts with the congressman who said it's okay to get out and bloody your hands a little bit. But with you out here, you watch, you'll read in the newspaper tomorrow, you'll see a report in other media entities that you guys sitting here, perfectly still, acting like adults, unlike someone that I know, you are going to be called uncivil. But let me make sure, since I see a bunch of uncivil people, that I'm at the right place. I'm going to put out some names, and I want to make sure I'm with the right crowd. What do you think about Raul Grijalva?
Socialist!
What do you think about Harry Reid?
Loser! Space alien!
Now this one might be a tricky one. Just curious. What do you think about Jan Brewer?
Yeah.
How'd I know that was going to happen? What about Joy Behar? All right, quick show of hands. Who watches Joy Behar's show on CNN? Hey, how about that brilliant decision from CNN? Let's get rid of Glenn Beck and put on Joy Behar. Worked out well, didn't it? Well, let's talk about how smart some people are, because there are certain things I just don't understand. When it comes to oil, gasoline prices, what do you think the best way to drop gasoline prices is? Anybody have one word answer?
Drill, baby, drill!
Drill, see, now you're acting uncivilized. Drill, baby, drill. Are you sure? Now let me ask this. You don't think that a task force can lower gas prices? I don't know if you guys are as smart as the president. You don't think that just by inflating your tires full of air, you could get the same amount of oil from Alaska? Nobody, anybody actually believe that? Any show of hands? So doesn't it shock you that people still think the president and his policies are doing a good job? Doesn't it surprise you? No. So a task force won't do it. Filling your tires with air won't lower the price. But drilling's okay, right?
Yeah!
Does anybody here not want to drill? I'm with the right crowd. You guys don't enjoy $4 a gallon gas?
No.
I still want to make sure I'm at the right place. Does anybody enjoy $5 a gallon gas?
No.
Does anybody know why someone would vote for Raul Grijalva? Well, I didn't even get to the point yet.
No.
Nobody knows why anybody would vote for a guy that comes up with the people's budget that calls to give the public homes? Isn't it the government's job to supply people with a house?
No!
Now you're acting uncivilized once again. You don't think that talk radio, Fox News, incites people to act in an uncivilized way?
No!
You know, rumor has it people in American flag t-shirt shirts are the most uncivilized people ever. Right there. There are more. Who? Can I have people stand up that are wearing American flag shirts? Stand up. Big round of applause.
I
I just don't get it, do you? Why would we be uncivilized? Who here actually enjoys being uncivilized? Who enjoys speaking their mind? This is what you have to do. Now this might, since it's a post-January 8th world, this might sound wrong, but you have to arm yourself with knowledge. You can tell when you're winning with a liberal, when you're winning an argument, when they raise their voice, when they try to shout over you. When you look at them and say, it's simple supply and demand, you drill, it's going to scare the bejesus out of the people in the Middle East. They're going to want to sell oil, so they're going to want to come down in price. Doesn't that make sense?
Yes, makes sense to me.
But they'll disagree with you just to disagree with you. We're going to have Andrew Breitbart later. Andrew Breitbart's going to speak here.
Woo!
Brilliant. I actually stayed up till midnight last night to watch him on Bill Maher's show. Anybody watch that?
No!
No, not boo. Anybody watch it?
No! No!
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He interviewed the governor of Massachusetts, Deval Patrick, who actually said with a straight face, we have a great president, he's doing a great job. And every day on my show, I beg and plead. The people that I think have fallen victim to President Obama's ideology or speech or slick talk, I call them Obamunists. And every day, I always say, no matter what I'm talking about, we always welcome recovering Obamunists to call in. And what's scary is that they call in, but 99% won't go on the air. You know why? They're embarrassed. They're embarrassed. I'll tell you a story. One of my mom's very good friends is a guy named Jonah. He voted for Obama. He loved Obama, thought Obama was the greatest thing ever. Well, Jonah's been out of work for about a year and a half. Jonah filled up his gas tank on Friday, a week ago from yesterday, and paid in Phoenix about $3.92 a gallon. As soon as he got in his vehicle, without a job for a year and a half, paying almost $4 a gallon for gas, he called my mother and said, I think I made a mistake.
You think?
I think I messed up. I hope Obama does not get reelected. That's what he said. And you know what? There are more and more people like that coming out. They may not all come here yet because they think you're nothing but uncivilized people, and I see it. I see it in the way you're acting right now. But they're coming out, and that's the true hope. That's why this election coming up in a year and a half, and I know it seems like it's a long ways away, but we've already been through 2.5 years of Obama. Seems like he just got elected, doesn't it?
One term! One term!
Let's hope. Let's hope. That's why it's important that you arm yourself with the information. More and more people are going to come out. And you don't have to scream, you don't have to yell, you don't have to act uncivilized like them. You just simply, with a straight face, answer them, tell them the facts, and there's nothing they can do. And eventually, trust me, when people call up my show and disagree, I'm not going to change their mind. But it starts the process. It's a little dent. It chips away. And that's what you can do as well. That's why it's important that you pay attention. That's why it's important you listen to the radio. That's why it's important you watch Fox News. And you don't just listen to us. Thank God Al Gore created the internet.
And global warming.
Oh, he didn't? He didn't do it? Hey, how about all those tornadoes out there from global warming, huh?
Yeah.
By the way, if you agree with me or not, we have the free signs back at our KNST tent. You can go pick them up whenever you want. The sooner the better. Thank you for holding it up. It says, reduce your government footprint. And who doesn't want to do that? Shrink the government. Here's another thing I don't understand. This morning, and I'm going to play it on my show on Monday, President Obama did his weekly YouTube/radio address.
Boring.
Well, boring but funny. Funny in a stupid way. President Obama actually said a way that he's going to lower oil prices is by taking away subsidies to the oil companies. I heard it. It's going to raise the price.
Yep.
Does anybody disagree that if you all of a sudden say oil companies, it's going to cost you billions of dollars more to do your job, it's going to lower the price at the pump? Does that make sense?
No.
See, and more people are thinking like you. More and more people are realizing Someone's a little bit full of it. More and more people are realizing this guy just says what certain people that don't have a clue, that watch Joy Behar, that watch Bill Maher, that vote for Raul Grijalva, and it's dwindling. He thinks he can prey on their emotions. That's all they're about. Those evil, mean oil companies that just made Exxon $11 billion in profit, that's the headline. Of course, you never actually hear that 6% of their profit was made by selling oil in this country. Everything else was other things they were doing around the world and other businesses they have. Just 6%. And they don't control the oil prices. But Obama's going to play to the lowest common denominator and tell some person that gets their news from Katie Couric or E or watch the royal wedding, they don't pay attention. He is hoping they're going to fall victim to another one of his lies. The government makes a lot more. What is it? Somebody said 38 cents a gallon the government gets paid? 48. Now it's 36, 38, 48. We got to act civil. We have to use the right numbers. Bottom line is, they make a lot of money for doing what? How many times have you seen government workers drilling oil out of the ground? They do that? No, they don't. So why are we letting this happen? We're not. You're coming to events like this, and it's only going to grow. November 2012 can't get here fast enough. But I have a question for you. Can anyone else see November from their backyard?
Yeah.
Not November this year. Can anybody else see November 2012 from their backyard?
Yep.
Can we finally take this from Tina Fey and use it to our advantage?
Yeah.
Can we finally start saying this over and over and over again, that we can see November 2012 from our backyard? Because I don't know about you. There are a lot of people that claim to put their hat in the ring. I'm not impressed with many of them. Tim Pawlenty, I think the past 3 years, his job is to tell people he wants to be president. I don't know what the guy's done. Mitt Romney, he just wants to be president. Newt Gingrich has done too many commercials sitting on a couch with Nancy Pelosi.
Green
Who is going to be the right person? Sarah Palin may work, but she's making too much money right now. Personally, I think a Quiznos sock puppet has a good chance of beating the president. You have to seriously question someone's sanity if they're going to vote for Barack Obama. Let's just run off the hits, because I ask every single day on my show, no matter what I'm talking about, I'll stop my topic if someone can tell me something that the president has done that's a positive. First, let me ask you, who knows something the president has done that's a positive? Nobody? What do you think he's done? Yeah, he did wake, that's the one good thing. He did wake America up, didn't he? Yes. He did wake America up. Other than that, we have $5 a gallon gas. We have the lowest percentage of people working that we've had in 3 decades because, well, unemployment drops, but you know why, because people stop looking for work. Unemployment benefits run out after 99 weeks. So we have people not working, the economy's a mess, $5 a gallon gas, the Middle East is on fire, he started a war, and he had no idea what he was doing.
Nobel
and you know
Peace
the answer
Prize.
to all these? You know the solution to all this? No. Just go on Oprah show.
Play some basketball.
Play basketball, go on Oprah show, and play some golf. And who here thinks the president is honest with his golf score? You don't think he uses the old foot wedge, do you? Can you imagine what the media would have done if President Bush would have come out and said, I have better things to do right now than worry about something like the birth certificate? We have gas prices, we have an economic crisis going on, and then the next thing he does is get on a plane to fly to Chicago to do an interview with Oprah Winfrey? Can you imagine? I would rip the president for that if it was President Bush. Who wouldn't do that? And this is what's great about everybody that's here, is that it doesn't matter if you're a Republican, it doesn't matter if you're Democrat. Last time I checked, just by asking what classes the president took in college doesn't make you a racist. I don't know how you come up with that. Were they racist when they wanted George W. Bush's National Guard documents? Was that a racist thing? Anybody claim Dan Rather was racist for wanting the white President Bush's documents on
No, just stupid.
his service? Thank you. It is just stupid. So the bottom line is, I hope we can take the word hope back. I think there's enough common sense that is spreading in this country. Obama's numbers are in the tank. Even Democrats are realizing that he doesn't know what he's doing. And it's all because people like my mom's friend Jonah, who said, I think I made a mistake. So all I can tell you is be nice, be civilized. They're going to come to our side. They're going to realize what they did was wrong. And don't make fun of them for it. We can do that later. Wait till after the 2012 election. Then you can make fun of them. But maybe that's not even nice. But at the same time, I don't like being civilized either, do you? Before I go, does anybody want to actually chain themselves to the fence just yet? That's not going to happen? Have you heard anybody say there was a bad thing? Have you heard did anybody see the story about the National Institute of Civil Discourse saying they're going to offer their services to teach those students how to act? Are they going to have a concert to teach those kids how to act? Are you going to listen when someone says you need to act civilly?
No.
I can't hear you.
No.
That was uncivil. All right, please pick up the signs. I'm on every weekday morning starting at 6 on 790 KNST. I appreciate your support. Trust me, I feel good about this. It's going to take some work, but I know we're willing to work. We're going to get out of this mess. We're going to get the right people in office. Doesn't matter if they're Republican, they better stand for the values we stand for. We will get through this. It will be better than ever before, but we have work to do. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the Tea Party.